All right, and we're live. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Multiverse Show, episode 87, with a great panel of guys here as usual. But guys, we got so much we got to talk about tonight. There's so much stuff that has happened in the last week, and we're going to ignore almost all of it. Because pretty much everyone else has talked everything to death. Like, it just so much has happened in the last week. It is absolutely insane. But first, before we get started in here, we got to start our intros. First up on the docket, we have the Titan of Texas, the voice of the people, Mr. Fame Entertainment.
What's going on, people? Fame Entertainment here from TICGN.com. Welcome to episode 87 of the Multiverse Show, the greatest show on a Monday, and it's not even close. We got some stuff to talk about tonight, and I hope you guys interact with us in the chat. Hope you guys are ready, because we ready, yeah, buddy?
All right. And we have Butcher of Lava, the White Wolf, Samuel Tolbert.
Hey, everybody. Sam Tolbert here from TICGN.com. Been a busy week, last couple of weeks, writing up a storm, bringing the deluge of news to you, the people, you, the gamer. We've got a great show planned tonight, so let's dive right into everything.
And we have the Dawn of Deletion, the infamous Italian companion, Mike Peter True.
All right, guys, what's going on? It's Mike. We have another great episode of the show planned for you guys tonight. Got a lot of hot, spicy topics to talk about, so let's get right into it.
And lastly, for the evening, as we have Caesar Cinema himself, James Wilson, is working on his dissertation for college, finishing up that university. Instead, we have the Chief of Achievements, the Bleacher of Anuses.
What?
Whoa!
Wait!
Wow!
No! Oh,
No.
Undead 3
right.
XPI.
No! All right, this has been episode 87. I hope everyone enjoyed.
Over before it started.
Cal's already.
I told you I was going to do it.
I could literally hear Cal typing up the email right now.
Yep.
Undead 3 XPI is no longer a part of the universe.
Nah, man, you going first. You go.
You're the one that said it. Cal, I say not.
All right, yeah, I'm on Dead 3 XVI. You can find me on YouTube and writing stuff on tick.com.
That's, by the way, for the group here, that's an inside joke. What we were talking about? It was just like last week, right? It was just last week we were talking about movie theaters.
Oh, yeah. I was like, where did that even come from? But yeah, that was early in the week when we were talking about the premium movie theater experience. That's right.
You said, I'd rather go to a cheap theater than one that's going to bleach my anus. So, all right.
Bringing you that wholesome family entertainment every Monday.
All right. So,
is this show still PG-13 or is it 14A now?
What the heck is Anchor's right. We just got demonetized like that quick. Good job, Anchor.
Yeah.
I just want to be paid to demonetize the channel. Nope, it's going to be Anchor.
all right. So, moving on a little bit. We got a couple things we got to discuss this week before we start getting to some of these main topics. But first up on the docket, as we haven't asked this question in a little while, what have you guys been playing? Let's start with you, Fame.
I actually started Super Lucky Tales. Not that bad of a game. not that bad of a game. I've been having fun with it. I'm not just like over the top, like really like into it. Like I don't really care too much for the story. I kind of just like want to have my little platform and fun. But it's an okay game. I'm having a decent amount of fun with it.
All right.
That NBA Live 18, which is my staple. Like that's my game that I can just pick up and just have fun with. And I'm not even playing online. I'm just playing by myself. So I've been really antisocial on gaming lately. I kind of just been in my own little world. That and Anchor doesn't allow me inside of his parties anymore. They
usually
full.
Shut the hell up.
They usually full, or he was like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say that."
Fame. You gotta understand. When we're on, you're always invited because we deliver the chicken dinners like we did the cow on his very first.
All I know is Anchor with the announcement of Division 2. All I know is you better be there with me day one because we were there we were the originators of the division. We started stuff
of team killing.
We started stuff, dude. Y'all don't understand. Like when me and Anchor worked.
I'm sure we could talk about this now. It's like 3 years ago.
Be able to. Yeah, we're for this company, so we're able to get into the game like way before there was like any betas or anything released. Right, we're getting paid
beta testing.
Yeah, we're getting paid to play it, and so they was like giving us different instructions and. We're like, okay, fine. We're going to the dark zone, and like, as soon as me and I could get there, we're like, we just started killing.
and specifically in the rules, they said no killing. Nobody kill anybody. Just stay there. Like, no.
People are like coming to the door. We'll just capping as they come to the door. Next thing you hear, I'm like, someone keeps killing us. It's that stupid Fame guy. Oh man, God. Fun time. It was great. Dude. So yes, me and Anchor were the originators of the Dark Zone kill.
Yeah.
Wow. A gaming legend is unveiled. That's incredible.
We were the first to go rogue in the division. No one knows it. Yeah. We're the very first 2 people to go rogue in the division.
I remember when we went rogue the first time too, because it was just like, wait, why are we red?
Oh, fun times.
Oh, God, it was great. But all right, so Mike, what you been playing, dude?
You know, I kind of been playing my go-to as of late has been NBA 2K18. I've been really enjoying that game, playing that a lot, the career mode, having a lot of fun with that. But other than that, I just started up as well, Super Lucky's Tale, and I'm actually really enjoying it. It's not like a groundbreaking game like a Mario game or Ratchet and Clank a couple years ago or anything like that, but it's fun. Yep. It's a nice old school platformer. It's colorful. It's got cute graphics. I'm having a good time with it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good. Sam?
So, yeah, I mean, obviously I've been playing a ton of PUBG, of course, getting those chicken dinners with the squad and alone. But other than that, I've also been playing a lot of Halo Wars 2. I played it religiously the first couple of months after it came out, but I sort of dropped off after that. And I've been going back in, checking out all the expansions and the different leaders and units and buildings and whatnot that Creative Assembly and 343 have added. It is an incredibly comprehensive RTS game. If you like RTS games in general and you haven't played it, you should check it out. And I've also been getting back into Bloodborne with the Return to Yharnam community event that's been going on the last few days, so that's been pretty good as well.
Oh, cool. That's gonna be dope. All right, Nick.
Well, PUBG, obviously. 5 chicken dinners over the weekend, so that's exciting. Yeah, not really much else, unfortunately. Just kind of I've been really busy the past like week, 2 weeks. Really excited. I'm gonna dive into my backlog this week because I'm on holidays as of Friday because I took the week of Sea of Thieves off without realizing it, which is absolutely glorious.
Me too. I took the day off, so okay.
I took the week off because I wanted some holidays. I didn't realize that was the Sea of Thieves launch. It was actually Sam that pointed out to me. He's like, "Oh, that's the launch for Sea of Thieves." I'm like, "Yes!"
All right, Fame. Are you taking off
for Sea of Thieves?
Yes.
No. Bro,
he's out of the Xbox club. Yeah, man.
What I look like now? State of Decay. That Friday, I'm getting early edition. I'll be off that day for sure.
Nah.
Bro, I'm not taking off on no random Tuesday for no Sea of Thieves.
I'm taking off on a random Tuesday.
I'll be on, so when I get on and see your invite, unless it's somebody in this podcast, you better kick them off the ship because I'm coming. Now, speaking of that, it needs to be more than 4 people. I think that was a mistake.
I think they should allow you to have something. I think there should be a way for you to have one extra person.
I get the concerns over it because, like, you don't want to have a complete armada and anyone else on the server just be up against an unfair advantage. But there needs to be a way to have more people. I'm not sure what the solution is, though.
Just by letting us have 6 and let us just wreck shop.
There's
what we do. We
there
just wreck shop.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I'm taking off for Sea of Thieves, partially because it's my birthday the same day, and I'm trying to advertise this because, guys, Xbox put in game gifting for a reason.
Oh, this man,
sir. There's a thing called Game Pass, and you are. I believe you are game sharing. So if you got Game Pass and game sharing, I don't want to hear it. Okay, nothing to play the game.
Bro, I gifted you Resident Evil 7. You haven't even played it yet.
I beg to differ, sir. I accidentally booted it up yesterday.
You jerk! You told me when I loved that game last year in January. You said, "Oh, cool, I'll play it in a few months."
Hey! A few is a very relative term.
Yeah,
a few is
exactly.
Like
I said I was going to
play
Witcher 3 in a few months. It's been like 2 years, so like
it's like who is it? Strange Brigade coming out soon. We're sitting here 9 months later, no answer yet. Like I religiously tweet them too. I tweet them once a month, and I ask them, "When's it coming out?" Soon. You told me this 9 times now. Like, give me something here. So, anyway, updating some news and deals with gold that's going on right now. Like, it's always really weird because it's always this time that we start getting the word for deals with gold.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't hear about PlayStation until like the next day, really. So it's kind of weird. Rhyme is $18 right now.
Wasn't that just free somewhere?
on Game
on PlayStation. Yeah, it's free on Game Pass. Good point.
Oh yeah.
Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, is $30.
Ooh.
The deluxe edition is $40.
Ooh.
Something called Shadow Tactics, $25.
You better mention this game, Anchor. It's one of the best.
Sexy Brutal.
Nope.
Three.
Never Alone is $3.60.
Oh, that's a fantastic game.
Really good game.
Really? I played that and fell asleep.
Oh, you suck.
Oh, sir, you will not be disrespecting those indies while I'm on this podcast. Sir.
Well, we're talking about the Alaska game, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I fell asleep during that.
Bro, you suck. Game. You sleep. Literally.
I mean, I did it for the achievements, but that's kind of it. I wasn't feeling it, though.
Crickets.
Anyway, rocking along. So we got a couple things we want to discuss today, but first, I want to start with Mike. Mike, how'd your audition tape go?
Oh, it went great. It went great. They made me say a couple lines from the show. I totally nailed it. I am going to be in the movie in a leading role, so that's all set.
Wait, what I missed?
So, Mike's in the Black Panther sequel.
Mike, okay.
Did anyone hear?
he's playing Italian Cougar.
That's great.
Is he making the jungle great again? Okay, I'm sorry.
Leave it up, Little Red Hat.
If we weren't demonetized before, we're
really getting demonetized.
We are really flirting with each other right now. All right, no. So okay, with the deal that's going on, for those of you who don't know, The Sopranos are apparently doing a prequel movie.
Yes.
Called Saints of Newark.
It's called The Many Saints of Newark, and it's
set. Tell us about it.
So this is going to be obviously like Anchor said, it's a prequel movie, and the only details that they've revealed about it in this point is that it's set in the 1960s, which means that it's probably going to feature. I'm assuming the main characters are going to be Johnny Boy, which if you haven't seen The Sopranos, that's Tony Soprano's father, and Junior Soprano. They'll probably be the main two characters. At least that's what I'm guessing so far. And I'm sure you'll see the other characters too, like Sal and Paulie Walnuts and Johnny Sack back before their roles in the show while it was actually on TV. So I'm really looking forward to it. We just got an announcement. They haven't really revealed anything else about it yet, but to say that I'm hyped for it hyped for this movie is an understatement because I firmly believe The Sopranos is the greatest TV show ever created. And I just can't wait. I can't wait. What is better, sir?
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad is up there.
Breaking Bad's pretty good. Breaking Bad's pretty good. It would definitely be up there. But
it's up. It's definitely up there. But Bryan Cranston himself said that his character would not exist if it was not for The Sopranos. So,
and Anthony Hopkins personally mailed Bryan Cranston after binging Breaking Bad and said it was the finest piece of acting he'd ever seen.
Family Guy wouldn't be here at The Simpsons, and Family Guy still better than The Simpsons. So,
now if you were talking earlier seasons of Family Guy,
are we talking in its entirety, or we're talking at the peak of each show?
So we're
talking the peak of each show. I think The Simpsons was better than Family Guy.
Golden Year Simpsons is unbeatable, but they've obviously fallen since.
Well, Family Guy's fallen too.
They have two. They have two.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one. So, anyway, other topics for the evening. We do have a few little things we do want to discuss. So, let's talk about the other elephant in the room, or rather, Panther. Rather the Panther in the room. I said it here first. Black Panther was going to cross $1 billion, and did. Like I told you guys.
Of course, I'm not surprised.
I'm not really surprised either.
I was going to say, is anybody really surprised by that?
Well, I think some people were a little surprised. I mean, I'm surprised, but what I'm surprised about is how Batman versus Superman didn't beat Black Panther. Literally the two most iconic superheroes of all time, with both namespaces in the title. With major marketing for both sides, could only get $800 million. What happened?
Didn't BVS do like $500 million in the blink of an eye, and then it fell off a cliff?
Pretty much, yeah. It did really well for its first 2 weekends, but then after that, it died. Or the fact that Justice League, arguably what should be the biggest superhero movie of all time, couldn't beat it either. Instead, Black Panther, Marvel delivering a solid piece of work with excellent commentary, with excellent action, and it's a stellar movie. Comes in, breaks another $1 billion.
So
here's
my question then: where do we think Infinity War ends up at?
Ends up at? How do you think it's going to end?
No, like box office. I mean.
Infinity War?
It
should cross $1 billion.
We think it can hit 2?
No, I don't think it hit 2. Because remember, this is a 2-parter. This is part 1.
Probably 1.5 at least.
And I'd probably say 1.2, maybe 1.25. I think that would be fair for Infinity War. But I think Infinity Gauntlet, which is going to be the sequel, which is going to be the last of the old guard. That's gonna be big. That so one. Right
now, Marvel better start putting Black Panther at some of these posters and stuff that we seeing.
Yeah.
Store and see these little juices. They got all these superheroes, but not Black Panther. You better capitalize on what you have to draw some more interest. Because if you don't put this man out there, the people who went to see Black Panther ain't going to go see Infinity War for the most part.
The reasoning behind that, though, is largely because of cross marketing. Because now the movie's coming out in April, which is now even less time between the movies. And so you don't want to put Black Panther too much in Infinity War until it starts dropping off, at least in terms of the promo stuff, because you don't want to take away people from seeing Black Panther. That's kind of the reason why. And we've also never really had this kind of situation before where it's been okay, it's going to come out in February, March, with 1 month in between, and then the next movie in the same universe is coming out the next month. So it's just there's not a lot of time to work with. I mean, but man, I'm telling you, man, Black Panther. I already watched Black Panther over the weekend. I went to go see it a second time, and I don't think people are gonna like this too much. I think the parts that held up the first time while watching it hold up again, but the parts that didn't come through the second time Didn't do anything. There was no second nuance to it. Like, it was like, okay, the action scenes were good. I enjoyed them, with barring the two I have mentioned before in prior podcasts, and I think the meta commentary with Killmonger was good. Yeah, I think all that stuff was fine, but I don't think it was as good as the first viewing. At least personally. But I mean, other than that, like, it's still a good movie. I just didn't think it held up as well the second time around. Some movies get better the second time around, but the first time was still the best for Black Panther for me. So, anyway. Anything else about Black Panther? We move on. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I'll have to see it a second time and let you know whether I agree or not.
Okay. Now the real question is, Nick.
What?
Did you see Black Panther yet?
No. It'll come to Netflix. I'll be fine.
It'll come to Netflix, sure, but that's disgraceful, dude. We gave you a month.
You know my affinity of love for Marvel films is absolutely zero. Also in my defense, I also do, as anyone who follows me know, I really don't rock with watching movies at all. I'm trying to remember, honey, when was the last time we went to a movie?
It was the porno movie from the other night, sir.
Last week?
I think the last.
No, Beauty and the. Did we go see Beauty and the Beast?
No, you went with your sister to go see Beauty and the Beast. I wasn't gonna go see that.
Did you see it with me?
Yes, we went and saw it.
Did you? No, you didn't.
No,
they lived. Hell, they lived it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Deadpool was the last movie I went and saw in theaters.
Oh wow,
jeez,
that was 2 years ago, dude. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, I don't. When I say I don't watch a lot of films, I mean I do not watch a lot of films. Like, I watched the original Guardians of the Galaxy last week. That's how far behind I am in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
You know, I'll forgive you if you tell me the right answer. What did you think of it?
I actually really enjoyed it.
Right answer.
I don't know. I won't get into it, but I don't mind Marvel's lighthearted. I don't know, with Guardians of the Galaxy, the whole Marvel theme that they go for, I really enjoy in Guardians of the Galaxy, but I did not enjoy it in Civil War. That's all I'll put out on that.
Fine.
Hey, can I ask a question before you go to the next topic really fast, Andrew?
Yeah.
Me and Sam were on Twitter about this earlier. And I gotta ask, what's the point of a collectible steel case if there's no game coming with the collector's edition of a game?
Hey, some people want to play it with Games Pass, dude. Some people want to play it that way.
No, because the state of the case collector doesn't come with the game, but it comes with the collectible steelbook case. The steelbook case got a game in it, fool.
Does it come with a download code?
No, it's
just a box.
It's a zombie mask, a collectible steelbook case, human brain steelbook stand, a USB, like a thumb drive, which is an actual thumb, and exclusive iron-on pack.
How much is the? So basically, what you're supposed to do to buy, the way I see that they're trying to do this is your collector's editions usually. How much is the collector's edition usually? 100?
Normally 100, 120, depends.
So basically, they're giving you the option of whether or not you can get the This is like the collector's edition, but you can also get the game digitally or whatever. It's weird. Battlefield 1 did it.
Yeah.
People
Wolfenstein 1 did it.
Yeah,
Wolfenstein 2 did it.
Yeah, Wolfenstein 2 did it as well, actually. It's not that uncommon because there's a lot of guys I know that prefer have their games digitally, but they still want the collector's editions. So it's just an option for people like that. Like me personally, because I got kids and everything else, if I buy a collector's edition, I'd actually prefer either buying my digital code separately or whatnot, because my kids just destroy my stuff. So
I was gonna get it, so I realized I was like, man, that's a great price. I was like, oh, no game, never mind. I stick with my Ultimate Edition. I'm fine.
Yeah, it's more of just an option for the hardcore collectors, really. Yeah. And like, I don't think it's a bad thing because I get where they're coming from with it. They just need to convey it in a better way and just come out and be like, hey, this is for the people that are hardcore collectors that still want digital copies. Even if they were to just throw the game in and be like, the collector's edition's $100 and you get a digital code, but then people are like, oh, well, what if I want a physical copy? And then you have too many different SKUs, and it's just a pain, really.
Yeah. All right. Good point. All right. So so major topic for the evening, and I feel like this is going to take a while.
Shrimps and prime.
So we need to get into that at one point, but not right now. The major topic I want to get into today is about this crossplay thing. And the reason why we're talking about crossplay again is because over last week, one of the major points in news that came out was Fortnite came out and announced, was it on Tuesday or Wednesday? I forget what day it was, but it was they came out and announced that with PlayStation 4, they're going to open up crossplay for not just PC, but for Android and like Apple mobile products.
Yeah.
And it was a Mac as well. So they just opened up to everybody else but Switch and Xbox. They basically opened up to everybody else. And first off, I want to say, Andrew Ryan, how can you allow this? What about the children? Like seriously, I find it hard to believe that all the toxic people in the community are all on Xbox. I mean, I've played with people on PC before. Damn, they were pretty bad. I mean, side thought. Other than that, what came up was that it was a couple days later. It was like over Saturday, right? Where they came out and had a separate press release where they said, "Oh, by the way, Xbox is going to do all the same stuff, except they're not going to play with PlayStation." And so over the weekend, we had a little hashtag pop up called We3, and it was basically just somebody tweeted Phil Spencer saying, "Why don't you allow them to have crossplay with Fortnite? Yada yada yada." And he said, "I would." It's like I would too. And then afterwards, you had Fortnite, the official Fortnite Twitter account said We3. And so basically signaling to the rest of the world that the only reason you can't play with your friends on PlayStation or your friends on Xbox, between Xbox and PlayStation, is because PlayStation is not allowing it. And this is not really new news, but it kind of sparked new attention to the problem. And so I kind of want to briefly get you guys' opinion on this because it's been about 3-4 months since the last time we talked about this. But I kind of want to get you guys' impressions of this. What are your thoughts about crossplay? Do you like it? Do you not? Do you think it's important for this generation? Let's start with Mike. What do you think about this?
You know, I mean, obviously Fortnite's not going to feel this too big because Fortnite's a huge game. But I do think crossplay is important, especially when you have these smaller games out there or games that don't necessarily have a huge pool of players. And the first two games that come to mind are, number one is Lawbreakers. Lawbreakers is on PS4 and PC only. That game is basically dead from what I understand. And, you know, maybe if there was a community there on Xbox, if the game was on Xbox and crossplay was enabled, what that does is it gives the people that play Lawbreakers an opportunity to have a larger pool of players, easier to get into matches and whatnot. And the other example is Titanfall 2. Even around launch, because of, you know, the stupid launch window that game launched in, there wasn't a lot of people playing Titanfall 2 at launch. And, you know, maybe if there was crossplay between Xbox and PS4 and PC, it would have increased the player pool that much. And that's why I think crossplay is important. Not only does it help the players of these games like this for the reasons that I mentioned, but it also helps your publishers and your developers too, because it helps extend the lifespan of those games so that you don't run into a situation like Lawbreakers where you come out and then 3 months later your game is dead. So that's kind of like my thought on it. of course, Sony's not going to allow it because they're number one, and they have a feeling where they don't have to allow it, and it's kind of like how Microsoft was last gen, I guess, to an extent. But that's just my 2 cents on it.
Mm-hmm. All right, Sam, you're new to the podcast. What are your thoughts on this stuff?
Yeah, I agree with what Mike is saying. The most important thing, the reason developers have been asking for this for so long, I mean, most developers want crossplay, that's just a basic fact, is because these multi-platform games that maybe don't perform so well, you can get a stronger unified player base if they're all together. Like, I know, Mike, you mentioned Titanfall 2. Some Respawn Entertainment devs even went on Reddit during an Ask Me Anything that Reddit likes to hold, and someone asked if crossplay could happen. And they outright stated that they would love to and Microsoft would love to, but that there were other parties that weren't so keen on it. So, something like that could seriously have helped Titanfall 2. And then the other fact of the matter is, I know we tend to mock Jim Ryan's statements of think of the children and the player base and toxic communities and stuff like that, but Microsoft was able to get Nintendo to agree to crossplay when it came to Rocket League and Minecraft. And if that's the case, then this is not a community issue. This is not a keeping the player base safe issue. We all know what it is. I just hope we can continue to see a lot more pressure put on Sony so that moving forward, regardless of who the market leader is, we don't have to put up with this nonsense. Because I'd argue we're seeing a greater push for crossplay this gen than any gen before.
Yeah, that's true. And, well, I'll get into my thoughts. Nick, what are your thoughts on this, dude?
Well, I pretty much echo the same thoughts. And Mike's point is insanely important, and why I think in the social media aspect of things, people get really wrapped up on this brand and that brand and whatnot, and they shouldn't cross over and everything else. But at the end of the day, if I could load up, we're going to keep using Titanfall 2. If you can combine those two player bases, you have a decent sized community, and then maybe people can actually get on the game and play something other than attrition.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's those kind of things that I think crossplay is important for. It's not a console war fanboy point. I think it's more importantly, it gives devs more options, and we could see games that are, because there is a ton of games that are insanely excellent multiplayer games that just have a very hard time finding their base because it's split across two platforms. And if you can combine the two, it's excellent. Anything that can keep developers making different games and everything else is, to me, there's no downside to crossplay. But as a business, there might be a downside to crossplay that I don't know, but there just doesn't seem to be a downside that they can keep damage controlling for.
Yeah. Everybody else got a chance to fame?
Oh, you forgot about me, huh, Saka?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, you suck. No, at the end of the day, I actually was making a video on this earlier, and then out of nowhere, my daughter comes busting in the room. So I kind of just deleted it. But at the end of the day, as long as Sony is on top, they're not going to do it. I would like to see this happen for the same reason you guys talked about. Some of these games can survive, right? The bigger pool base, bigger gamer base. But as long as Sony's on top and they don't feel the need to get any goodwill because they're the leader right now, they're not going to do it. But the moment, let's say for some reason, next generation, Xbox was back on top like last gen, right? Beginning of last gen, Xbox was dominating. It was all about the Xbox 360. Let's say next generation, Microsoft takes back over. The Sony will have no choice. Even if it's neck and neck, Sony would need to begin to, at that point, give out some goodwill. That's the only way it's never going to happen.
Right.
But Sony doesn't feel the need, they don't have to. Hey, we're the market leader, we're the bully. We don't have to because we don't want to. But the moment you put the foot on Sony's neck and they begin to lose their ground, then they'll do it. I guarantee it.
I guarantee you, if this start to actually get some huge trending factor and major sites start talking about it more, I'm saying more. If there was a major push for this and Sony started noticing it, I think you'd see a change to it. But as of right now, it's little things here, little things there, And as market leader, Sony can sit there and say no, because Microsoft did various things last generation that they've changed this gen because they are not the market leader. And one of the best ways to start trying to regain your market lead is to win the goodwill of the people that invest in your hardware, software, etc. And cross-play is one of those things. It's like, oh, you have a friend that has a PlayStation 4? Well, that's okay. You want to play Call of Duty with them? Here you go. You can do that just by you doing this because we have crossplay.
And it's that's perfect, Undead. The only people who are upset about crossplay are fanboys. Because if Undead, you have a PS4 and I have an Xbox and we're friends, for the people who are just, I want to play with my friend, they don't care. You have a great point there, Undead. People, they're not going to care. Only people will be heard about this are the fanboys.
Exactly right, Fame. Exactly right. Because the fact of the matter is, one of the only arguments I ever see fanboys, really, is what it is, defending this is, well, it's not going to be good for Sony. Well, that's not your job. Your job is to be concerned for you, the consumer, and what's good for you and your friends. You're not supposed to be defending Sony's interest unless you happen to be a major stockholder, and I seriously doubt that.
You know, I used to own stock in Sony and Microsoft just so I could throw that card at people.
You would.
I'm not even kidding. I bought one share of stock each. Of course, those were my rough and tumble days when I was full of piss and vinegar. So.
But let me tell you, I use crossplay a fair amount. I have a couple of friends that they don't have Xboxes, but we play Gears of War on a semi-regular basis thanks to PC crossplay, and it's great. Just options are never bad, and how this is what I really want to know: how is crossplay going to hurt Sony? No one is going to go buy a PS4 to play Fortnite with their friends. Nobody.
True. It's a free freaking game.
Exactly.
And it's available on phones.
Exactly. The fact that if my friend's playing Fortnite on PS4, I can whip out my Android tablet and play Fortnite with them, but I can't do it on my Xbox? Insanity. Insanity.
The people that want to buy a PS4 are going to buy a PS4 anyway, regardless. The people that want to play on Xbox are going to buy an Xbox anyway, regardless. That there's really no, I can't think of a reason why Sony wouldn't want to be on board with this. And to go back to the example of Call of Duty, developers could even have a little bit of fun with that. So like Black Ops 4 is coming out, right? Who's to say you couldn't have like a friendly competition like Xbox versus PS4 Black Ops 4 game night where the winning team gets a bunch of supply drops or something like that. Maybe not exactly like that, but you guys see what I mean.
Yeah, you can play around with that. You can have fun. You can have community events.
You can nurture an online community, which is just an absolutely mind-blowing idea to some people.
Yeah.
Gotta protect my Sony. Protect my Sony.
Yeah. You know what's pissing me off, though?
Shrimp and prime rib.
Pineapple pizza.
No, dude. Pineapple pizza is delicious, dude.
Yes.
I'm not even front. Dude, you want this delicious? Steak, feta cheese, and pineapple. Oh, my God. Best pizza ever.
It is. I had it
that's
the
good.
other day.
Oh, my God. Really, and like steak and feta, like if you put that on there, and like especially the day after, like if you have leftover pizza, the issue with feta cheese is that there's so much water in it that it can actually rehydrate the steak if you just put it in the microwave just a little bit, and it won't taste like it doesn't have that day after pizza taste. It's delicious, dude. It's amazing. But what pisses me off the most is watching these people trying not to play the fanboy route, but they're doing the same old fanboy tactics here. I'm not going to acknowledge what's happening is bad. Like, I'm not gonna acknowledge that what Sony's doing is technically anti-consumer. Instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna point and say, hey, yeah, this other thing that Microsoft is doing, yeah, they're just as bad. But even though it's not the topic at hand, I'm just going to say, well, Microsoft isn't entirely consumer friendly, so your point is invalid. And that pisses me off because it's the same old fanboy stuff that people just claim they're not a part of, but they really are. And that's what pisses me off the most about that is that it's let me dangle it in one hand about my little pet thing. I'm gonna say is my big issue that I'm gonna crusade about, so I can distract from the real topic at hand, so I can defend my company. Look at me, look at me, look at me. And that pisses me off to no end, dude. I can't stand that.
Look, I'm gonna drop some knowledge for. There's inevitably some fanboys watching this. These companies don't care about you. They only care as long as you keep feeding them money. Microsoft is being insanely pro-consumer this generation. We've got EA Access, we've got refunds, we got name changes. You've got a workaround for game sharing that they haven't fixed. They could have fixed it, but they haven't. And you've got all these options. Would they be giving you all these options if they're in first place and they sold 78 million consoles? You could argue maybe. You could argue not. But at the end of the day, Sony doesn't give a crap. I could say crap, right? That's okay?
That's all right.
Okay, we Gucci. All right. But at the end of the day, is these companies do not care as long as you buy their product. It doesn't matter to them how pro-consumer they are. The only time being pro-consumer matters is when they're trying to buy you over and get you to move their consoles or hardware or software, etc. People think, oh, Sony's for the players because they keep giving us single-player exclusives. Stop.
That's like that's like the counter to every bad thing that Sony does. Oh, it's exclusives.
PSN went up by $10, but they're giving us God of War that you have to also buy. Please.
They're the only ones producing single-player games, which is what I like. Oh, cool. So you bought all those Bethesda games last year, right?
Sam, did I ever tell you you're my favorite? Any podcast where someone brings up Bethesda like that's all they gotta do, baby. That's all you gotta do for me.
Well, we opened the can of worms now. Thanks, Sam.
Man, speaking of Bethesda, totally random note. Anyone else see the hint that Michael Pachter threw out there? Elder Scrolls 6 this year.
So close, yet so far.
Yeah,
like, okay. Hypothetically, I'm sorry, I was totally hijacking this. I'm a little buzzed right now, but totally hijacking this. What if Elder Scrolls 6 did come out here, and let alone dropped in that Call of Duty slot like early November? Now that Call of Duty's gone, what would happen?
You want to see the only thing that can make Red Dead flinch? You got it.
Do you really think that Bethesda could keep Elder Scrolls 6 this tightly wrapped?
Yeah.
For so long.
I don't think it's happening this year, but yeah.
Because
the ironclad fortress.
Because even pre-E3, we knew Fallout 4 was coming.
Well, they announced it pre-E3.
They announced it, yeah.
But we knew there was Kotaku being assholes. Let's be honest. All they wanted to do was spoil the game before it came out, and all they said was, "Oh, it's in Boston," which was like, "No way, dude. We couldn't have figured that out." And they said it was in Boston. They leaked like the first line of the first page of dialogue, and it was like, "Oh no!" But other than that, we didn't know anything about it. We had no pictures. No idea what the storyline was about. Everyone was playing super a theory master here, trying to figure out conspiracy theories out about what was going on, what was going to be about. But that was kind of it. But Elder Scrolls, we really have no idea where they're going with it. Right now, we know Elder Scrolls is coming. They've said Elder Scrolls is coming, but what they said was they had three. Bethesda Game Studios had 3 projects they were working on beforehand. That they wanted to get out there, and what was it? We were expecting one of them was going to be. What was it? One of them was. We think one of them is going to be the Elder Scrolls card game that's coming to mobile. Is it Champions or Legends or something like that? I can't remember what it's called. But the card game is one of them, and there was something else. A lot of people think it's going to be Starfield. I think it's going to be one or the other. Either they're announcing Starfield this year or Elder Scrolls.
So there was a theory going around that I saw in Reset Era that Starfield is actually just the code name for Elder Scrolls 6.
I don't know, but I'll say this, and since we're in complete hypothetical territory here, that trailer they put out, it's the Bethesda land that they're building up with all the characters in front, and the backdrop is a field of stars. And we know they wouldn't be doing an E3 conference, I can't talk, without something big. Pete Hines has said as much. Now, they can do some sort of smaller Prey standalone title, which has been heavily hinted at. They could do some Evil Within 2 DLC, maybe even a Doom 2. But that's not enough to build a conference off of. Bethesda
but a lot of the time stuff, like, we're just not in the right cycle for anything else right now. It's Bethesda Game Studios' time to do something.
Yeah, them and
like, it's their turn. Well, id Tech's not even ready to do anything yet, because Doom came out in 2016. We're only in year 2, dude.
Yeah, but they revealed Doom the year before it came out, so...
Well, technically, they revealed Doom, like, back in 2014.
I'm not counting that QuakeCon that was under lock and key. I'm not counting.
No, not even that. Not even that, dude. They announced, like, whatever... If you got Wolfenstein 1, you got the beta for Doom. And Wolfenstein 1 came out in, like, March 2014. Like, they said Doom beta. It was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I held on to that piece of paper and waited for 2 years. So, but yeah, dude, it's insane, dude. I would love to see that chaos, though. In all honesty, like, who would flinch? Elder Scrolls versus Red Dead.
Well,
and considering the fact Elder Scrolls, and also considering Elder Scrolls just came, like, this is coming off of Skyrim. Like, that's the last Elder Scrolls game that came out, which is the most successful Elder Scrolls game they ever made. And also crossed over into, like, the most popular of gaming circles with all the casuals. So, I mean, hey, if you just said new Elder Scrolls, oh my god, people would jump on that.
Yeah.
But
you imagine that we could live in a world where Red Dead Redemption 2 and Elder Scrolls 6 all drop in the same time period. What a time to be alive.
No matter what else is going on in the world, we are spoiled rotten when it comes to our games.
Dude, if that happened, I would say 2018 was the greatest year in gaming this generation. If that happened...
Yeah, I'd agree.
Like, people said, oh, 2016 is the best, 2017 is the best. 2017 was okay. It wasn't the best. Like, by far, it really was not the best. But yeah, Elder Scrolls and Red Dead in 1 year. Insane, dude. Anyway. Also, one last little topic before we move on here. I wanted to bring up something. Please, dear God, let Ready at Dawn be working on the Order 1887. I know they're not, but I hope it's all a lie.
The thing is, yeah, we know they're not, but I'll co-sign that. That IP has a ton of potential. That world has a ton of potential.
Yeah, dude. I want that in there so bad. I just want to see that game come out. That's all I want to see, dude. Like, it's just... The Order 1886 was such a good game. Still the best game on PlayStation. I stand by that.
Shit.
Fame is now convulsing on the floor, going, Aloy! Aloy!
Someone check on him.
You already know. Dude, I can't wait for Horizon Zero Dawn 2. I can't wait. And
well, we'll be waiting for a long time.
Part of me not sure if I kind of want them to add multiplayer since they had it working in the first one. I'm torn on whether or not I want them to add it back.
What would you even do is the question.
That's my question is, how do you get multiplayer to work in that kind of world?
Yeah, I hate when developers try to shoehorn multiplayer into games.
No, it wasn't shoehorned in. They took it out. It was built with multiplayer. They took it out.
He's right, but I don't understand how it was ever conceived.
Here's an idea.
Like, what is the multiplayer?
I want to pitch this to Fame because he loves Horizon Zero Dawn. Okay,
Horizon many yawns.
Okay. Okay. So Fame.
Yeah.
Instead of a PvP mode, make a separate group of mechanical beasts and have a really well done, almost horde PvE mode that you can play with your friends.
Now, wait a minute. By my knowledge, it was never PvP. It was 2-player like story co-op.
Whoa, I actually probably would have played that if
that's how I read it. It wasn't PvP. It was, hey, you and another person can play the story together. That's how it was read to me. That's how I read it.
Ooh, that would have been.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm torn on whether or not I want that in the second game.
With the second game, if they add that in, it doesn't do any harm to the game to have it be full co-op, and I think that'd be kind of cool, actually.
But here's my question: who does the second player play as?
Make a sidekick.
Oh dear, but would they have to be shoehorned in the game if you're just playing single player?
It'll be Ingot. You can call him Ingot. Aloy and Ingot.
Oh.
That was bad.
Oh, Anchor, why?
That was bad.
What's Aloy about? Ole?
What?
Ole. Oh, God, no.
Well, here would be a cool idea for multiplayer. What if you had it so? Well, what if you treated it more like Destiny, and not in a bad way. What if you made it so like, okay, what if like Meridian and like all the cities, like when you walk into the city, if you're not in a party, everyone else kind of disappears. When you're out in the wild, you're just kind of randomly connecting with other people, kind of like a Sea of Thieves situation. But everyone else is hunting, and so are you.
I don't want nobody. I don't want a bunch of people around me killing my beast. Like it's something to say. Like the first time you saw the saber tooth or whatever, you were like, "Holy crap!" First time you saw a Thunderbird, you're like, "Holy crap!" I think it would suck walking around and watching somebody else do it. I'm like, no, this is my kill. I would want one person, and that's it.
Well, what if you kind of spread it out a little bit more, where it was more like okay, here's what I imagine, like more in-game stuff, because I would play Horizon Zero Dawn if they did this. If they had it so, with your character, you're playing the game, and you get to a certain point in the story where they kind of let you out into the wild, so to speak, where your goal is to hunt certain things, or like, okay, let's say you're out here grinding so you can go get like all these parts so you can make this new bow or do whatever like that. And while you're doing that, like, okay, you need to get, I don't know, what's the crocodile one? I can't think of what it's called. Doesn't matter. Whatever the crocodile thing is, like, you need more parts from that one, and so you're hunting it. Then all of a sudden, some dude who's tamed a Thunderjaw shows up out of nowhere and just starts killing the crocodile and takes all your shit and just kind of rolls off away. Like, that would be insane. It would be great for trolling.
I don't know. I just think this game. I just want to be a while, but I still stick by my stance that Horizon Zero Dawn is to PlayStation 4 to what Uncharted was to the PS3. In my opinion, this game has great
garbage.
Boy,
you're definitely gonna be. You're definitely Zero Dawn 2 because even Sony says that there's a chance the Guerrilla's going back to Killzone. So,
oh my god, really? If they go back to Killzone, how many people would freak out?
But like, they ended it. They ended it on such a great note to set it up for part 2. It's like, I need this to happen.
Yeah, but that'll be a mid-gen PS5 game right there.
I mean, yeah, it's not happening anytime soon. It's a big RPG that they'd have to make for a new system.
Let's face it, that game is one of the best showcases graphically. How could they improve that on this generation?
They can't, not on the PS4.
Can't. No way.
The sequel would feel half-baked. You know how there's that expectation of jump between the first game and the sequel. You wouldn't get that with Horizon Zero Dawn because that game is the epitome of optimization to a T. Yeah, I have no problem saying that. I didn't even enjoy the game, but just technically, that is one of the most beautiful games of this generation, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And to Demigod, who's in the chat, don't you ever disrespect Horizon Zero Dawn with that near automata crap. Ever, sir. Ever.
Yeah, we got Aloy's boyfriend on the podcast, so settle down.
Yes, we
Demi.
do.
Bay, I better chill. You better chill on Bay.
Everybody knows. Yeah, I was gonna say everybody knows that the fame Aloy is Bay.
Oh wait, no. Demigod speaking the truth right now. Fallout New Vegas 2. Oh man.
Yeah, you did.
Just remember, Obsidian crazy would that be?
Obsidian was working on that RPG that they wouldn't talk about.
Man, if they here's what last thing before we end this thing here is what people got places to be. With Fallout New Vegas, there's a point in Fallout 4 where they kind of heavily hint at Kellogg. And there's a point with Kellogg where you're going through his memories, and they show you the San Francisco in the background. And I'm sitting here like, how cool would it be to have a Fallout game in San Francisco? San Francisco is so diverse in terms of its architecture and landscape. It would be fun as hell to play in. Like, go to Alcatraz, go to Muir's Woods, go to downtown, go off to Oakland. Like, you could go off and do so much cool stuff in that game. I would love to see that happen. That game would be insane. Like, if that was the game they're actually going to put out there this year, oh my God. That would be it. That would be it for me. I wouldn't know what to do. But that's the win E3 again, I guess.
I'll tell you this. E3 is shaping up to be mighty interesting this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
All right. Any closing thoughts before we wrap things up here? Anyone?
No, I'm good, man.
Anyone? All right. So we'll do some of our outros here before we wrap things up for the podcast. Mike, where can the good people find you at?
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in for another fine episode of the Multiverse Show. You can find me on the Inner Circle at ticgn.com. Also on pretty much everything, every platform at Mike P. The Truth.
All right, Sam.
Hey, so I'm Samuel Talbert. You can find me on Twitter at Samuel Talbert if you want to follow me for gaming news and opinions. And if I'm not on Twitter, you can find me either playing something on many different systems or writing on ticgn.com, bringing you the latest news, reviews, and opinion pieces.
Fame?
Yo, thank you guys for rocking with us once again. You guys can catch me here every Monday. You guys can catch me every other Wednesday. I have a double XP podcast. You guys can catch that, on this channel. You catch it live on my channel. You can also catch it on ticgn.com. And I write every once in a while. Not very often, but as you guys know, when I do write an article, it blows up. So I may write a banger sometime soon. You guys know how I do.
Mm-hmm. All right. And Nick?
Everyone can find me at Twitter at Undead3XVI. I occasionally do write some stuff on the Inner Circle website. And yeah, you can catch me on YouTube at Undead3XVI. You can check out the gaming perspective every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'm also giving out on my Twitter.
You giving out what? Twitter?
He's giving out Twitter. He bought Twitter.
Holy hell! How did you buy Twitter, dude?
He's saving that money. Getting.
All right, guys.
This Multiverse show.
I didn't repeat it because you bought it out, dude. Repeat what you said. You bought it out. We didn't hear that. All we hear was, I'm giving out Twitter.
Yeah, what game are you giving out, dude?
God. I'm giving away on Twitter.
Wow, thanks. I've been trying to find a way out of Twitter for a long time.
Haven't we all? I hate y'all, honestly.
Oh, wait a minute. Bethesda just opened up a studio in Austin. I wonder if they taking visits.
Nah, they took over Battlecry. They already own the studio.
Good.
It doesn't matter.
That is a much better
Battlecry wasn't producing. Yeah.
Much better use of the studio. Now, Todd bless them. God bless them.
Yep, Todd may bless them. All right, guys. And I'm Anchorman V2. You know where to find me. Same thing everywhere. I'll talk to you guys later. This has been the Multiverse Show, episode 87, the greatest show on Mondays. We're out of here.
Shrimps and